Good morning, everybody. Time for an update on Harvest 2020. So the other day you saw a video of us getting rained out again, and that seems to be the way it goes. Whenever I have a day off and I'm dedicated to farming and harvest, we get some rain. Anyways, that's not important right now. We did make some progress. This was actually all my brother and my dad. I had to go to a baby doctor appointment yesterday, but as you can see here, got some canola done. We got the 9760 back from town to get that repair done that I talked about in the last video with that arm that was slapping the combine. That combine is going on canola. Meanwhile, the 9610 has been pumping away on wheat. The first load was maybe a little bit wet, but we're still taking it, and it dried out after that first load. We're gonna be unloading the trucks here to start the morning, and we're going to be testing the moisture on each load to make sure it wasn't too wet that we were taking. But a field is actually complete. So the field that I showed you guys when I was checking fields, and then also that we were testing the other day, that field is done, and we're on to the next one for wheat. So we're powering through the wheat. Today, cross my fingers, should be a good day of combining. We should be getting some canola done, and we should be making a lot of progress on wheat. Have one combine on canola, one on wheat, maybe haul some loads of canola into town and unload the wheat trucks. We have 3 people working today. It should be a good day. The chance of rain is minimal. That's not saying much, but what are you gonna do? We'll see how it all shakes out. I'm pulling into the yard right now to start unloading trucks and get prepared for another day of combining. Maybe we'll finally get at it earlier than like 3 in the afternoon. Stay tuned, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another video. Quick unload on truck 1. Those tandem trucks unload so fast when you don't have all of that other equipment, all those augers taking up all the time, loading it slower. I'm gonna test this wheat, see what we got for moisture on this load. The 2 tandem trucks are gonna be a little bit wetter than what's in the grain cart and the semi. We did the semi first in the bin, then we did a tandem truck. Now I'm gonna drive the tandem truck down to the cart, get some of the cart's wheat, put that, so we're kind of layering the wet stuff in there, splitting it up, so we don't do both tandem trucks that are wet right on top of each other. Expecting this to be wetter. Like I said, headed down to the grain cart, which is still in the field that was finished yesterday. I'll show you guys that. You saw the load was pretty wet from this truck. We're assuming the grain cart is gonna be a little bit drier. So I'm gonna head down there, get a load from the grain cart, try to layer this wet stuff a little bit. This is all the grain from yesterday. Gotta unload it all to make room for the stuff today. Hopefully, like I said, a nice long day of combining, we'll see. All right, out here in the field of wheat. Nice job, guys. Completely finished up. I just pulled right under the grain cart. We'll start her up just like you saw in the grain cart video. Fill this truck up with the wheat. Probably have to get this grain cart home sooner rather than later. All right, avalanche some wheat into this tandem truck. Check on the grain cart, show you guys how much is left. Shouldn't be much, honestly. Saw the wheat dropping down pretty fast in the little indicator window, so we fit a lot of it into this truck. Maybe one more truckload. We should get it all out of here. This is what we're working with. If you can see that with the shadows. But we funneled it down pretty good, just a little bit there on the edge. Should fit into one truck, maybe one and a little bit more. We'll head back and unload this truck once again to try to separate that wet grain. And this is good drying weather. The sun's out right there. Got a little breeze going. I think this is gonna pick up through the day too, so we'll have some wind. It's looking like a good combining day. Weather's a little unpredictable, but so far, so good. So this blue tandem's unloading. I think it's time to lose the sweatshirt. Getting kind of warm now this morning. We're taking samples of everything in these little buckets just to test the moisture. So we essentially fill up this little gallon bucket just a little bit at a time. So we get kind of a spread out even sample of the whole load. So a little bit right now when we raise the box, get a little bit more, and then at the end, we'll get a little bit at the end. Test the moisture on this. Should be lower than 14.7 or whatever that was, but it's important to keep the samples, make sure what you're giving the elevator is good stuff, and what you need to do as you store it, like in the superior bin. If it's really wet, keep the fans on, that kind of thing. Well, I was testing the moisture on the grain cart load, which was 13 even, way drier than the tandem truck. And I was setting this time lapse going, and the time lapse was interrupted because we sheared a pin in the auger. Auger stops turning, we sheared a pin. Luckily I caught it, didn't spill any grain. But we got our first repair of the day, wouldn't you know. After further inspection, it looks like it is the little gearbox in the little middle part right there, preventing everything from turning. We're moving this one out of the way. We will not be defeated by a slight broken auger. We're gonna put a different auger in, finish up these unloading so we can get harvesting. We will not quit. We will not be defeated. Well, it's good to have a second auger, I suppose. Keeps us from having to do a bunch of repairs today. We're just putting this off on the side for later. Here's the culprit right there for this not turning and going all the way through. All right, time to finish this up. I'm putting the camera down for the rest of the unloading. Only this truck and then the rest of the grain cart to go, and then hopefully some combining. back in business, folks. All right, folks, we're out here and we're ready to go. Combining is a go. My dad is already pumping away on the canola. Pipes and me. We're out here at the wheat, just about to begin. Literally just sat down to start the combine. It's such an early day to start combining. I even had to pack a lunch today. First time of the year that we started early enough that I had to pack a lunch. Starting over here on this wheat field, I'm gonna dump what's in the hopper first, even though there's not very much in there, and we'll start with an empty load, start cutting this stuff down. We are straight cutting now, so we're just cutting the canola and the wheat straight on. So a little bit more to adjust. Instead of just adjusting the height of the pickup header, now we have the height of this that has the blades on the front, so we definitely don't want it too low so it digs into the dirt or hits a rock and breaks a blade. We don't want anything like that, any of that nonsense. And then we'll also mess with the reel, which is this button right here. So this is the header, this is the reel. No time like the present to start combining because it's a gift that we can start this early. Let's get going. Folks, first full hopper of the day for wheat, and of course I already ate my lunch. That's, you know, it might seem like I ate it right away, but it's actually kind of a personal record to make it last 15-20 minutes by the time I get out here. Usually that thing's gone immediately. But we got our first load now, augers out, ready to dump. I'll be dumping in the tandem truck. carbs in this afternoon. Probably about 3-4 o'clock right now, and making pretty good progress. I can see my dad off in the distance, getting the canola, and he is almost done with that field. Looks like he's on his last section. We got maybe another couple hours out here to go, but it's not too bad. We should be able to go over to another field later on. Now, it wouldn't be a normal day of Jordan helping on the farm, making a YouTube video if there wasn't a chance of rain. and we do have maybe a thunderstorm rolling through at 7:30 or so tonight, unless it breaks up, so that might shut down our day. But if it doesn't shut down our day, we'll actually have a pretty good day of combining, a nice, long, productive day. Everybody, field is complete. Look at that beauty. So on to the next one. It is about 5:45 p.m. or 6 p.m., something like that, and the chance of rain is gone, or at least it's way smaller. The little thunderstorm that was on the radar went away, and that means we'll probably be going until like 8 tonight or so. But before we go to the other field, I am getting a little bit low on the fuel, as you can maybe see. So I gotta head home and fuel up. I'm pretty close to the yard. The yard's just up there on those trees, so not too far away. And I'm headed home to fill her up and go out to this other field. I'm also going to try to use my time wisely while I'm at home and waiting for the combine to fuel up, because it does take some time. And I'm going to wash the window off with a squeegee. It's going to be getting a little bit darker, which means the dust is going to fly up, make it harder to see. And this field I'm doing has a really big hill, which is kind of rare for the area. But with the big hill, I just want to make sure I'm not having the header too low or too high, since this combine doesn't have the height adjusting automatic like the 9760 does. This one took a good portion of the afternoon, but it's a big one off our list. So far we've got 2 wheat fields done and 1 whole canola field done, which I'm just pulling up to. You can see that field right ahead of me as the stubble kind of changes. My dad's working on the 2nd canola field right now in the 9760, and I'm going to go start on the 3rd wheat field of the year after the fuel up.
Took my hand, we made some plans, and our love did grow. She took my hand, we made some plans, and our love did grow. But as sure as those seasons change, her heart grew cold. So goodbye, Carolina Road.
Well guys, I cursed it. This video is titled something along the lines of broken augers and broken combines and rain can't keep us down. Titling my video that, making the statement that we can't be stopped, and the fact that I spent the time washing the windshield on the combine. We're getting all of those things now. Thunderstorm, don't know if you can see this, but the reeds are just flapping in the wind in some parts of the state. A couple counties around us, gusts of 70 miles an hour are going on right now. I don't know if you can see those whipping around. We are getting a little bit of rain. It shouldn't be too much rain, but it is raining us out. And my combine broke literally minutes before this happened. guess that'll do for the day. It is like 7:30, 7:40 in the evening, so that's a pretty good day. Now, I still stand by my statement that we cannot be stopped, because today is definitely not a failure. We got 7-8 hours of combining in today, even though we got rained out, a combine broke, an auger broke, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. And this kind of thing is actually pretty common when you're going all day in big machinery like this. Not a failure. All it is creating a lot more jobs for us tomorrow morning. We're done for the day, and another video is complete. Thank you for joining me in the combine today. Nearly all combining in this video. Appreciate all the support of the channel, guys, and you sharing it with your friends, your family, and subscribing to YouTube, giving the videos a thumbs up, and anything you can do to support the channel is greatly appreciated. You guys are the best. I'll see you guys in the next video.